When I reviewed episode 1 to 3 of All of Us, I really did try to go easy on it because I considered it a YouTube show and it probably cost a lot of money and it's your last first time and all that stuff. In fact, I had decided not to do the episode 4. I mean, I was just hoping that it would tie up everything, but I was not interested enough to actually watch it. I wanted it to end at my last review, and because the whole show was so poor, I did not want to subject myself to it, even for views. But then I saw episode 4 last night and I found it was just incredible to me. It just made me feel so bad. Now, if the show was barely hanging on to common sense in the first 3 episodes, right now it's just out there in the open. It's just rubbish. I couldn't believe the show had made it this far without someone on the production saying, guys, like, this does not make any sense, Abi. Like, are we doing this on purpose to annoy people? Because I couldn't believe it. The editing and the color grading here is so bad. The colors kept changing mid-scene. Like, you are in the same scene, but the contrast and the brightness keeps changing. This happened more than at least 8 times that I could count, and I predicted it about 3 times. The lights kept going on and off as if the place was being haunted. The level of low quality that was used to make this show just defies belief, because this has gone beyond like, it's a YouTube production. At this point, it was just common sense. I didn't even know it was possible to not color grade an entire footage the same. I purposely didn't mention the bad audio in the classroom scenes because I did not want to make my last review too long. But they had this thing where in every classroom scene the audio was so echoey. But now that I saw the episode 4, I just began wondering, wait, why did I even give them a pass over it? I just started this YouTube channel last month, and thank you guys for your 180 subscribers and almost 9,000 views. And even I, at this level, I am always trying to edit the audio, always trying to engineer it to make it sound less hollow, to make it sound more present. If I could do this for a YouTube channel, how could an audio engineer not do it for a proper movie? Like, this was insane to me. So usually in whodunit crime or murder mysteries like this, there are always many red herrings. So it would always seem to you that someone is definitely the killer or the perpetrator, but then it turns out, oh no, it's not. There's some invisible connection that we did not see at the beginning. In episode 3, when the plot and the story began to focus so much on Chinasa, I honestly believe that it was the red herring, that surely it's not that simple, that it's just this girl that they are showing like this that is actually the killer, right? That would just make it so silly and so straightforward. Like, there would have been no point to this whole thing in the first place. But it turns out, well, that she actually is the killer of Mr. Marcos. So what this means is that weird thing that Enioluwa was doing in the library, where he was realizing who killed Mr. Marcos, was not a red herring like I suspected. Like, it's insane to me, because if it wasn't, then this whole story doesn't then make sense. The simple way to have solved this all at the very beginning would have been, who got to this room first? Oh, that angel girl was lying down, was sleeping on the bed, and then she was woken up by this second person who then found the other people began to troop in. So it would have been very obvious that the person to ask for what could have happened was Chinasa. But Enioluwa conveniently skips that part when he was trying to get the timeline of events in the last episode. Well, it turns out that she was the one who killed Mr. Marcos, and in the most straightforward way possible. So they tried to do the red herring by trying to tell us that Mr. Marcos was poisoned before he was actually killed. It appears that there are no stakes. They all make a covenant to not rat themselves out. Then someone begins to rat someone else out. But then the point of not ratting yourselves out in the first place is that if somebody rats out any other person, the whole group is complicit, because the whole group disposed of a dead body. They are all accomplices. But so I was surprised when the preacher's son, Elijah, began to tell his girlfriend that he was going to go to military school. What do you mean you're going to go to military school? You're going to prison. What do you mean army school? If it was so easy, then why, if it was so simple to have escaped this by simply moving to another school, then what was the point of all the secrecy? Okay, so at the police station, Chinasa was being questioned by her principal, and it was revealed to her that, oh yeah, we know everyone, we know. So why is she the only one in the police cell? Why is Elijah not there? Why are all the people who were present at the crime scene not in the police station? I don't get it. Then the principal says, oh, we discovered through a toxicology report that he was poisoned moments before he was killed. So we would like you to help us find out who did that. How would she help you? She killed him by hitting him on the head. Then you discover that he was poisoned. How will she be the best person to help you discover who poisoned him? I don't get it. And then the whole Ahmad storyline where he saw Marcus and Leila, or Lila, whichever one that they're calling her this time, where they were arguing. Then he strode away, all angry. Then at the party later that night, he gave Mr. Marcus a drink. Well, the movie somehow forgot Ahmad did not know that Marcus was going to be there that night. Like, he literally just walked in, met Leila, and told her that he wanted to use the bathroom. And then as he was walking to use the bathroom, he was stopped by Ahmad, who seems to carry around the vial of poison like a phone, because I don't really understand how he could have the poison ready if he didn't even know that the teacher was coming. And where did he get the whole poison thing from? He's not a murderer before, right? So where did he get that whole thing from? We've always seen him as a soft person. He has no priors, he has no criminal record, but all of a sudden now he's a killer. So I was confused. I thought they were going to show us that he has done some hideous things before that made having the poison, such an easy decision for him. But nope, there wasn't. Like, I was just like, huh? Then there was the whole Lila and her mother storyline. Like I predicted in the last episode, the mother and father ex-husband storyline just went nowhere. So there was this Lila and her mother storyline here where the mom says, you are moving back with your dad, after she discovered that Lila was having an affair with her teacher. I don't really know what the book is for. I honestly had not noticed them showing us Lila writing into the book before, or being a diary keeper or anything, so I'm not sure why that is actually in this movie. If it was there and I missed it, then I apologize, but I'm almost sure that there was nothing about Lila keeping journals before. So after the hug, her mother tells Lila that she's going to move back with her father. Like, from where to where? How is moving back to her father the solution to anything? And should she not be moving into jail? How is there no consequence for the mother? What was the point of the whole movie if there's no consequence? Like, everybody was keeping secrets to avoid consequences. But now when it's time for consequences, nobody actually went to jail for anything. It was just, what? And finally, this entire storyline could have just been maybe university students, or even just a group of young graduates, because I don't really know why it had to be in a secondary school. There was far too much agency for secondary school students in this thing. Like getting rid of a body, people that have no history of doing such a thing before, swearing themselves to secrecy, trying to obfuscate an investigation. None of them have been shown to have any of all this aptitude before. So I find it quite unbecoming and unbelievable for secondary school students trying to organize, however woefully, this sort of thing. Yeah, anyway, I think that's all I will say on this movie, so that this review doesn't get overly long. But yeah, this was quite embarrassing. Like, this, especially this last episode, it was just embarrassing. Well, at least a scene that I actually liked was the Chi Nasa praying with her mother. I thought that was a really cute scene. She did well as an actress, being all moody and guilty. Yeah, I think she actually did well. I just did not understand how her mother let two policemen like, these are low-hanging fruits. Number one, the policeman comes and says, we have a warrant, without showing anything at all, and they just walk into the house. Okay, and then they take the girl, and then you leave them to take the girl while you are crying at home. I don't get it. Should you not have followed them to know what was going on with your daughter? Ha, Omo. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all I will say on this movie. I don't want to make this thing like 30 minutes long, because it could very well be, if I had to start to recount everything that I missed out in the first 3 episodes. So yeah, thanks for watching.